You know, the number one thing people completely miss out of the Bible is the absolute irony of the whole thing. Now, irony happens to be my absolute favorite thing in life, and would you believe it if I told you the most beautiful irony I have ever seen is in the Bible? And when you finally understand the story of the Bible and that irony slaps you in the face, whoa boy, let me tell you. So I'm sure you've heard somebody mention God's perfect plan for the world. And while most of the world hears that and says, what are you talking about? It's clearly not going well here. And that's because they fail to see that irony. So if God is creator of heaven and earth, why did he have to die on a cross? Couldn't he have just did it some other way? Well, as a human, I can't imagine any more perfect way for this to have gone down. Without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sins. Why is that? Why did God himself sacrifice the first innocent animals to cover the nakedness of Adam and Eve? And why was that sacrifice the continued symbolism? And did Satan thwart God's plan in the Garden of Eden? Of course not. Satan is also created by God. But Adam and Eve were in paradise, walking with God. What more could they have wanted? Look, they were made of dirt, bruh. Bound to the earth forever. Made for the earth, on the earth. Walking in paradise with God, they could not die. And if they can't die, they are forever stuck in this form. Completely unable to move up to the next level, if you will. If Adam and Eve couldn't die, they could never go to heaven, you see. And you might say, well, why didn't God just make them in heaven to begin with? Well, he did. Those are the angels, the whole host of heaven. But earth is something special, a little something extra. And what's going to happen here is going to amaze even the angels, and they are very interested in watching what's going on here. There it is spiritual, while here it is physical. But what happens if you raise the physical to the spiritual? OG veterans of the real game. Those human foot soldiers of the apocalypse. No longer flesh and blood, but angels from heaven. And not only that, but we shall judge those angels of heaven as a jury of their peers from the school of hard knocks. But why is the shedding of innocent blood required for the remission of sins? That's because there's rules here, love. And if you break the rules, you can't go to heaven when you die. Well, why not? Well, you don't think that something that's physical on earth can just become spiritual by dying, do you? Is there any other thing in this whole world that doesn't go through a process to become the greater version of itself? And anything in the world, if a caterpillar should fail to make the cocoon and then crawl inside of it, does it get to be a butterfly by default when it dies? No, it does not. It must obey the instructions written on its heart, or it will perish. And so you've got to be innocent when you die if you want to go to heaven, because them's the rules, love. But innocent blood must be spilled on the ground if sins are going to be remitted. And seeing as how we're all vile down here, God came down in the flesh and let us kill him to get that done.